Hi, I'm Chloe Sinclair. I'm the author of the Sacred Love Manual, and I am going to talk to you today a little bit about the question that I asked myself when I was writing my book, and that is, what has happened to love? And I came about this question throughout my life. I worked in the beauty industry for a long time. I traveled the world. I've had many experiences in relationships, friendships, and romantic, and I came around to asking myself, what has happened to love? And probably the most important answer that I found was that love has been replaced by the obsessive drive of our government, our corporations and higher elite with money. What better way to keep that drive going than to use anti-love methods? Lust, the whole sex sells theory. We see the objectification of women all day, every day. Women have become products. They are more luxury items to be won or rewarded to for men for being accomplished, being successful, and even the more that he gets, or the more women he gets, that's even better. That's considered a man's man. And which leads to the player mentality, which I'll touch on a little bit later. Now, it may seem that I'm being a bit harsh or negative, but I'm simply being observant. And if you take a look for yourself, you'll see what I'm saying is accurate. Society applauds physical and mental achievements, but our emotions are mostly overlooked, especially love. This is on purpose. And our emotions, especially love, is the most powerful part of our being. It is simply the essence of our being. And if it is oppressed, then it is of little threat. So love is usually not in style, and it's not considered too cool. And even some of your best buddies, especially men, will bully each other, calling them whipped or she's got you wrapped. And women are considered either too emotional, clingy, or desperate. And love is simply not a priority in our world anymore. Career, education, more money-making methods are the most important. And even when you do get around to possibly getting into a relationship or marrying, lots of times people don't marry their one true love. It's been studied that 70% of people usually don't marry their one true love. Lots of times status and family traditions have something to do with that. The state that we are in is no accident. Society has dictated and brainwashed us to be successful, ambitious, all in an effort to fuel their selfish and mostly evil goals. We are their hamsters on the wheel. They're all in the machine, if you will. We pay taxes, interest, whatever, to keep things running to their standards. And we are blind to this. We're starting to wake up, though, but what's the answer? That is the most important question. What do we do? How do we stop this? How do we stop being their puppets? I believe that is through emotional education. Our society has little to no emotional education. Almost everyone knows what 2 + 2 is, but they can't readily give you an answer when you ask them what the definition of anger or happiness is. And we don't understand emotions, and if we don't understand emotions, then we don't have any control over them. And if we don't have any control over them and we don't understand them, we are completely unaware of their power. And there is a power with emotions. And the most powerful emotion, the one that can change the world, is love. In my book, The Sacred Love Manual, I attempt to guide the reader through becoming more aware and understanding the dynamics of emotions. Say, for instance, the negative underlying core of negative emotions is not getting what you want. And all of us have expectations. We want what we want. But expectations are the primary reason for our unhappiness. And also, forgiveness falls into this category. Basically, forgiveness is nothing but to give back what you wanted or what you expected and replace it with reality of what is in the now. And if you understand that and have a little bit more compassion and understanding for the other person and know yourself that no one's really perfect, then you start to have a lot more power in this world. You start to become more human, if you will. So another one, with the big one, fear is perhaps the greatest of the negative emotions because of its ability to block endless possibilities in your life. But what is fear? Have you ever asked yourself that question? It's an illusion, a falsehood, a lie you tell yourself. You create fear, all of your fear. What do you do when fear rears its ugly head? You run away from it. Because did you know fear's greatest fear is that you will get to know it. You'll get to understand it intimately. And that eventually when you do that, you will conquer it. Fear is only your own self-defeating device, and you must learn how to pick it apart and diffuse it. In my book, I teach you a discovery process on how to become familiar with your emotions, such as fear, and how that relates to understanding how you are. It's a simple meditative process, but it's a very powerful process that does give you an understanding of why you have certain emotions at the times that you do and why they still linger sometimes, and what to do with them once you've discovered them and their source. It's a great healing method, of course. You have to be healthy. And being emotionally healthy is extremely important to bringing love into your life. Okay, so what does this have to do with love? If we don't understand the basics of emotions, and therefore we can't control them. Remember what I said earlier? Emotions are power. You have to learn them in order to wield them. So, and once you do that, you have the ability to create things in your life you never knew were possible. Love is the emotion with the greatest power. All right. Have you ever seen a couple in love and they just seem to glow? Well, that is evidence of this sacred power that I'm talking about, an energy, if you will. If you see when a man and woman come together, you will see that when a man and woman comes together, their energies actually start to blend. Many people see sex as mostly a physical act or expression. Not all, but mostly physical. That is not true. There is so much happening that you can't see. Your emotional beings, the essence of yourselves, actually start to melt together. And now, with that understanding, you can start to see how emotional education and understanding or health can have devastating, we don't want that, or miraculous effects on your life. Whenever you sleep with someone, your energies blend. You take on that other person's emotions, and the person takes on yours. So, not to kind of scare you about having casual sex, but I think you need to be much more aware of what's happening when you become so intimately bonded with another human being. And this is also another reason why we are in this brainwashed societal situation. It is something that keeps us distracted and keeps us unhealthy. And if it keeps us in that state, then we basically are powerless. Okay, the importance, of male and female dynamics. I'm going to go through this because it's a very, very powerful alchemical blend. And when a woman is emotionally healthy, she actually becomes the key to unlocking that invincible and powerful force of love. But exactly is the thing to a woman's emotional health. But that is the most important thing to emotions, I'm going to start over. The most important thing to a woman's emotional health is safety. She must feel secure. She must feel secure with her partner in every aspect. She must feel protected, cared for, and appreciated emotionally. Because we don't understand emotions, it seems like a burden to men. This is not actually the case. It is a block to keep men from doing that, to keep that key hidden away. But once she does feel appreciated and safe, that's the most important thing, safe in every aspect of her being, she becomes an amazing force. She unleashes the key. And at that point, she becomes a very strong and confident woman, which are actually more masculine characteristics. Now, once the key is actually revealed, the male, on the other hand, is always instinctively looking for this, but he doesn't know that. This is a power our society has, the power that he thinks he is looking for now is just rewarding, is the accomplishments, the success, but that's not true. He should be looking for real love, because that is what he is instinctively looking for. But it is, again, been made to believe that is weak. And what a great way to keep him off course, right? But once a man has found this, he's found a woman, okay, who he does feel comfortable with and wants to pursue a relationship with, the next part is the most difficult. But it's also the most important. He must receive the love. The key is love from this woman. This means he has to become vulnerable. He must fall or surrender to this love. And that is more of a female characteristic, the alchemical blend, if you will. But by societal standards, he is made to believe that that is weak. But what's actually happening is that this is the most powerful thing a man can do, is fall in love. And at that point, he becomes a force to be reckoned with. This is not what people want him to know, or the higher wants him to know. It will be devastating to them. So in my book, I actually teach you how to nurture, grow, and use this power of love, and how it can make you happy, how it can give your life, give you the life that you deserve, and how you can share it with the others. And that means actually changing the world. And can also heal, can teach you to become wiser. It can lead you to secret and deep spiritual understandings, and yes, wealth in every aspect. The options are limitless, and you can learn more by reading my book, The Sacred Love Manual, at www.sacredlovemanual.com. And I thank you for listening, and I wish you much, much love. Bye for now.